Wish TV is your education station, and a new report shows that fewer students applied for college financial aid this past year due to the FAFSA rollout issues. It's almost a 12% drop from the previous year. We have Jason Gonzalez here this morning covering this story for Chalkbeat Indiana. Good morning to you, Jason.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Thanks for joining us. So let's get right into this issue. How was the rollout more flawed this year? And in particular, how did it affect students?
Yeah, so this is a brand new FAFSA, and it didn't actually get released until December 31st. Typically, students are able to start filling that out on October 1st. And then once it rolled out, it was very glitchy. Many students couldn't access it. Some groups of students couldn't access it for months and fill that out. And so once it finally got rolling, I would say probably somewhere around February, March, a lot of students were really behind at that point, and the form just really didn't work the way that officials really expected this year.
And so, of course, that's kind of correlating to some drops here, but where are you particularly seeing those drops? I mean, the areas and demographics, of course.
Yeah, the areas that we're seeing the greatest drops, and everyone is down at this point, but we have seen fewer students of color fill out the FAFSA, and we've also seen students who come from lower income backgrounds also see the biggest drop in filling out the FAFSA. But I just want to reiterate, everyone is down at this point, and everyone has struggled this year to fill out the new form.
And when you're talking about struggle, I mean, what are we seeing on the educator and college official front about this? Are they worried? Are they feeling the brunt of this as well?
It really depends. Most schools, most colleges and universities across the country had June 1st deadline for enrollment. So they did extend that from May 1st to June 1st. Some will still take students all the way up into the deadline, but it's really going to be one of those things where we're going to see in the fall who showed up and who did not, who really struggled through the FAFSA and just decided, you know what, I don't want to show up in the fall because this was too hard. But educators have worked hard at this. They have really tried to engage with students, families, to get them to fill out the form. I mean, there's still time to fill it out, but many of those students, most students at this point have filled it out that are probably going to go college in the fall. It's just going to be a slower uptick into the fall. So there is a lot of worry that, you know, all students are going to be affected by this.
Now, Jason, I know you mentioned one of the things being done, a lot of places, a lot of institutions, I should say, are pushing that deadline, giving people a little extra time. Do we see any other things happening to try and solve this issue? And if so, could we see that duplicated here in Indiana to try and get the same results?
A lot of community nonprofit groups are still working with students through summer, following up with them. Schools are sending out text messages reminding students. I've seen colleges and universities open just FAFSA hours via Zoom and just say, hey, if you have questions, we can help you fill this out if you haven't filled it out yet. And so schools are trying to do everything they can to get students in the door, and just communicating with them that there's still time to enroll, there's still time to get situated. You know, this is not over yet, but I do fear at this point, and I think a lot of people fear at this point, with that June 30th deadline passing, which is kind of a benchmark. It's not a deadline, but a benchmark of when we usually see the most amount of students fill it out. That's we're really going to see only a trickle at this point come in.
All right, Jason, thank you. Great news we can use, my friend. We appreciate you coming on here and breaking down this complex issue.